So Harley Davidson has seemingly backed off of a lot of the DEI policies that they've been embracing. But after reading their official statement on X, I'm not so sure that they are actually fully embracing the change. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean and give you some of my opinion, of course, and just my straight up opinion as to what they really need to do to bring the trust from the community back into the motor company. Now, of course, no matter what your opinion is, I want to hear it after the video. No matter if you agree or disagree, let me know what you think down below. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. Let's go and get into it. They basically say they're saddened by the outrage on social media that is meant to divide the motor company and their riders. Now, let me just go ahead and say the motor company is the one that's being divisive. Anytime a company, any company, embraces anything other than selling to their customers, making sure those customers are happy, and being totally apolitical, you're being divisive. And that doesn't work for just the left, that works for the right as well. So as a company, right, your job is to make sure that you're serving your core customers. Of course, you want to grow and expand, but also keeping any type of political or polarizing issue out of it. And they've been doing this all the way back to 2013. Now, I know that people are upset with Harley Davidson right now, and a lot of them have said that they are going to Indian. And one cool thing is I'm actually giving away a 2025 Indian Scout Bobber. I've partnered up with the same small veteran-owned business that I've done giveaways with in the past, and this time we are giving away the biggest item we've ever done. This is over $13,000 motorcycle that can be yours and transported to you, by the way. All you got to do is get on it and ride. The way you enter is simple. There's one link in the description of this video that will take you to Headshot Nation. That is my entire catalog of videos that you can watch all of them. Early access, ad-free videos, exclusive content, and a lot more coming to it. You can make posts on there if you want to see this bike compared to this one or any number of things. And if I can make those videos happen, which a lot of times I can, I will absolutely do that. Now, what makes our giveaway so awesome is that we keep the pool of entry small and the time frame small. This one, you are going to have probably the best chance you've ever had at winning something like this. I can almost guarantee it because the odds to win this thing are going to be pretty incredible. So again, click the link in the description. You got to sign up by September 30th at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. It gets cut off, so make sure you go ahead and get entered. And again, become a part of the family and community that we have over there with a lot of great perks. Good luck to every single one of you. So the first thing that they mention is DEI. They said they haven't held a DEI function since April of 2024. That's just a couple of months ago, right? So again, I go back to the divisive nature of what they're doing, right? DEI is very divisive because it basically says that we want to hire people based on the color of their skin and possibly their sexuality, not because they are the best of the best, right? Having a diverse group of people work at your company, there's nothing wrong with that. But having initiatives that are put in place that force you to hire somebody because of the way they look or the sexuality that they have is just plain wrong. I mean, we learned this stuff in grade school. So people that went to college, people that have been working for a really long time, they haven't been looking at people based on their attributes, based on their resume, based on the skills they have. A lot of it has been based on the way people look. Now, I really hope that they truly are getting away from this, but I just found it kind of interesting that they said, hey, we haven't had a function all the way since 2024. I'm adding the all the way part of it. But anyways, that is something that we're definitely going to want to keep an eye on. It's not like they can just put out a statement and then everything's hunky-dory, especially considering the statement, to me, has a little bit of these like undertones that say, hey, we don't really think we're wrong, right? It's not like a full retraction, like, hey, look, we screwed up. This is not who we are, right? So the whole DEI thing just is really kind of concerning, and we're just going to have to kind of keep their feet to the fire and make sure that they're really not embracing that stuff. But I hope, for the sake of the motor company, that they truly do let go of all that. Now, one other thing they said they're no longer going to do is have supplier-based diversity. So essentially making sure that you're putting in orders from other businesses that are diverse as well. I had never even heard of this, but apparently that's a thing too. So again, keeping them accountable is going to be important moving forward. And while nobody really wants to keep up with it, one thing I can assure you is that I will keep up with it and give you my straight up opinion on whether they're actually breaking away from those policies or not. Now, here is a big one. Here's a positive thing that they wrote, and that was them in the future, they have to have approval on any sponsored events that they're doing. So any dealership, or I assume even people like me, they're going to have to approve those things, okay? And make sure they're essentially focused on people that want to ride, building the community, and also just staying out of things they don't need to be in, right? And also focused on helping the community, first responders, active, retired military, those types of groups they will fully embrace. Now remember, LGBT was something that they were embracing along with active military and all of that kind of stuff. They've been doing that stuff for a long time, but LGBT is something that they've added to it. They completely dropped that as well. And the other thing that they're no longer going to be participating in is the HRC. This started back in 2002, and as far as I know, there's well over 1,000 companies now that actually deal with HRC, right? And this gives them a score based on how much they are essentially taking care of their LGBT, trans employees and all of that. Now, and the first thing I say is, why would you ever embrace that? Why wouldn't you just say, man, we take care of all of our employees. We don't care who they are. That to me is the line, and that's it. Regardless, they're not going to be embracing that anymore, which is great. Now, I read something back from July 25th. This was a statement I don't know that got a lot of coverage, but they actually talked about HRC, and they said that their score was 45 out of 100. And interestingly, they actually pointed the finger at Fox News, and said that their score was a 90 out of 100. So I thought that was kind of funny. They were like, hey, yeah, we're a part of HRC, but we actually didn't get nearly as good of a score as Fox did, by the way. And then they also mentioned their training and how that will be absent of any socially motivated content whatsoever. They're just going to provide training that is based on the business alone. So overall, this actually is quite a win for the company. The reason I'm hesitant about it, though, is because the CEO and the board of directors remain. Now, again, as I've mentioned, I met Jochen Zeitz earlier this year. I thought he was a great guy. I mean, just having a conversation with him. But as far as him, somebody that is running Harley Davidson, in my opinion, he doesn't know the people of Harley Davidson, right? He doesn't know the riders all that well, because this is something that they've slowly been implementing. And this is kind of what I've picked up on since I've been following this story. Now, Jochen Zeitz has been with the company since 2011. In 2013, they joined the LGBT commerce in Wisconsin. And then, so it's been kind of like the slow evolution of pushing this stuff into the company. And I think he knows that he couldn't just flip it around like that. He had to take this kind of systematic approach to change the company. Now, of course, he was on the board of directors for a while, so he was able to influence changes, but now that he's been the CEO since 2020, I think March of 2020, he's really been able to kind of ramp this stuff up. Now, I talk a lot about that in the video that I just posted, so I'll leave that for that video, and you can go over and check that out if you want to. But one of the biggest things with Jochen Zeitz, he absolutely embraces zero-emission vehicles, making sure that, companies basically have zero emissions by the year 2050. And so no matter what company he is involved with, that is the ultimate goal, and also embracing diversity. This is something that he's talked about at length. So this is the same guy that's running the company. And for a staple like Harley Davidson, this is not who you want. And a lot of their board of directors are not the people that you want. You want somebody that understands the heritage, that understands every single aspect of riders that have traditional beliefs, that have been riding Harleys for a really long time, but also have somebody that understands how to bring new riders in. And I'm not saying that everything he's done for the company has been a bad move, because it hasn't. But when it comes to understanding your customer, the things that they've been embracing and implementing, he has basically said, I don't care what those old customers and what those grounded guys that have bought 8, 9, 10 bikes from us means. This is all about pushing us forward, and basically forgetting about those guys. And those guys aren't dead, right? They're still alive and well, right? And a lot of them have made their voice heard. So I don't know necessarily how much of this they're going to be able to embrace unless they change CEOs and get rid of some of those people on the board of directors as well. That's my opinion. Again, to add some more context to Jochen Zeitz, I really encourage you to watch the video I just posted just a couple of days ago at this point, and let me know what you think about this. Do you think they're going to fully embrace everything they said in the statement? Do you think they had like this kind of like, hey, you know, we didn't really mess up, but we're going to back off of this type of language in this letter? Do you believe what they said in the statement? Whatever your opinion is, I want to hear that down below. And of course, if you like what I do, consider subscribing. See you in the next one. And as always, hold 'em down.